Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing fantastically well. So it's again Sunday, time for me to reflect on the trading week, what's been good, what's been bad, and how I've actually managed to mentally adjust to some of the changes going on in the trading and how it's affected the performance I've actually been seeing. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you get alerts every time I post a new video, which at the moment I'm trying to do at least 3 times per week. So just a very quick recap on the performance so far this week with Overview Funding Plus, again, just pulling myself out of the drawdown of the last weeks and getting the trader value score back to a point where I can get a payout. I've done about 1.4% on that one this week, so actually pretty good returns. I've been quite pleased with the trading on that one. Again, it's going very small actual lot sizes and just building up as I go throughout the month. And just make sure that the daily returns are not massive so the trader value score doesn't become unattainable. On Blue Guardian, I set in motion a plan a couple of weeks ago to get out of this one, working again towards daily targets, hopefully by the end of the month getting out of it, at worst case by the end of April. We're now 2 weeks in, and unfortunately I've actually managed over that period of 2 weeks to make zero. I don't know what's going on, and I'll allude to that later in the video about some thoughts I may have on that one. But essentially, every time I get in a position where the equity is starting to build, I get into a position where I'm starting to make momentum coming out of it, I go and make an absolute stupid mistake and get on a couple of losses and get back to break even. FTMO's not been a bad week. I have banked 1.7% overall since I started this one. Again, what I've done is moved up to swing accounts, so I don't have to worry about closing over for the weekend. That's obviously, I've got a few open trades at the moment, so I'm doing a swing account on those, which I'll hopefully run for the next 2-3 weeks and return a good percentage profit. But at the moment, although I've banked some profits, I've actually got a few losses running. So overall, not great, but again, could be a lot worse. So I was asked this week, why am I not replicating my trades in FTMO directly into Blue Guardian? If I'd done that, I would have been out of this mess by now, because obviously in the past few weeks, I've done essentially 6 or 7% on FTMO, which would have replicated into Blue Guardian. And reality is, what happened was when I started the Blue Guardian account, also took the payout, got the credentials straight away for the new account, and I got onto a bit of a drawdown. I hit about 3% overall to start with, and I've never managed to recover. Now at the same time, as I was taking the payout with FTMO, the accounts got out of sync. I was almost a week later that I actually got all of the verification and the new account details with FTMO. So then setting up the replication between the two, because I didn't have as much drawdown available effectively on Blue Guardian, I did want to replicate the trades between both. And what I managed to do on FTMO was obviously 5%. Unfortunately, I didn't replicate it onto Blue Guardian. And also that whole time change is with Blue Guardian. They've actually gone through and changed their brokers multiple times, and have now changed from MetaTrader 5 into CTrader. And at the same time, I don't want to have a different copy trader program working between multiple platforms I've not tested before. So again, that's one of the reasons why I've not done the replication of the trades between one account and the other. And there's also that psychological element where I am in drawdown and I don't want to be any worse off. So I'm cutting some of my trades slightly shorter. I'm not letting them run into any losses if they were potentially going that way. I'm just cutting them out really, really quickly. I'm not then allowing the profits to come into that account. Whereas again with FTMO, because I'm not in that situation, I've been in profit all the way through. It's a different relaxed trading environment, it's a different relaxed trading style. And I need to break that habit and actually be able to do both the same amount of trading on both accounts, even if I scale them slightly differently, so I can now start to make that momentum on Blue Guardian so I can get it out within the next couple of weeks, because ultimately I want to be taking a profit split on that account in April. Now, next thing I want to talk about, I've just touched on there around the changing of the platform from MetaTrader to CTrader for Blue Guardian. Now, when I first started trading many years ago, I was using a charting platform that came with IG Brokers, which was their Pro Real-Time, and I really enjoyed that charting platform. It was fantastic. Every time I looked at the charts, for whatever reason, I could see the pullbacks, I could see the momentum of the trades, and it just worked for me. And when I moved over at that point into using MetaTrader, I just couldn't get on with it. Whatever reason, I couldn't visually see in the charts what I could see on the other platform. It could just be those bizarre things, how the colors were different or the bars just worked differently with the scaling. It could have been any number of small things. Again, over the past 4 or 5 years where I've been working predominantly on MetaTrader, I've got that into a position where I can look at the charts and see what's going to happen. I'm familiar with how the bars are moving or the scale how to move things around, how to draw on the charts, all those things that make it easier to place trades. Going to CTrader, although I've used it in the past, I'm not as familiar. When I look at the platform, it just doesn't feel natural for me to look at CTrader as it does from what I've been very familiar with MetaTrader over the past few years. Now, that's where I think I'm going to have to change that. I really need to put a lot of time and effort into using CTrader, just become visually aware with it. It's just one of those things that I look at it and I don't like it. And because I don't like it, I seem to be trading it very badly. And I need to break that small psychological barrier to be able to start working on CTrader with Blue Guardian and get back out of this drawdown and back into profits. Now, for some, that might sound really trivial. And why would a small shift in a charting platform make such a performance difference? It's one of those things that it could just be psychological, or it could be something completely different. I don't know that yet. I need to really understand, and that's why I've been really frustrated with this week, that every single time I'm getting to a good position, I go and make a silly mistake. I need to be able to just pull myself back, take a slight deep breath, and just get going. And also this week we've seen a lot of instability. We've had the Monday, which was a bank holiday across the world, but things were still trading. Very, very low volumes and massive sell-off in the British pound as an example. We saw a huge build throughout the week, non-farm payroll come out, things drop and then reverse very, very quickly. So it's been quite a strange week overall for a lot of trading. I work best when things are more stable and just trending. So I think I just need to understand that if this week wasn't the right week for me to be trading, then fair enough. But if I look on the positives of the week, yes, I've banked profits with FTMO. I'm in no worse situation with Blue Guardian than I was before. And with OFP, I've actually managed to put on a couple of percent onto the account. So if I reflect back that way, the performance hasn't been too bad, but what could have been far better. I could have been percentages ahead across all the other accounts if I just stick to some more simple rules. And that's what I need to do for the next couple of weeks, just go back to basics again and really get to understand what made me so successful in passing the challenges and the first few months of both these funded accounts, and just start to replicate it again, because if I don't, I'll get very frustrated and I'll just blow one of the accounts for no apparent reason, whether it's through bad risk management or just bad placing of trades, and I'll just be losing it. And I know a lot of traders have done the same thing, where they just get funded, they take a profit and they feel that it's their free account, they're going to have nothing to do with it anymore. And that psychology comes into place where, because it is free, I've had a return on the challenge fees, I've had payouts, and so I don't need to worry about it. Reality is I do need to worry about it, because I've set targets for the entire year, and if I have to take another break and pass more challenges and don't get the funding from these ones, it's a serious dent in my financial goals for this year. It's not the end of the world. I can recover from all of these things, no big deal. But again, I don't want to take a step back. I want to keep moving forward, getting better and progressing every single month this year. Now, I know this video might have been a bit of a whinge fest about how bad I'm doing, but when I look at the overall performance this year, I'm still in a great position. I'm not doing too bad. It's actually pretty good. And hopefully this gives an insight into what I'm thinking, what I'm going through, and that can hopefully inform other people, and hopefully don't feel so bad about your own performance, because not everyone is going to be able to make 10% month on month, year on year. The realities are a couple of percent per month is still outperforming some of the best hedge funds in the world and some of the indices out there. So don't feel downhearted if you are not making massive gains, because I'm not right now. I'm looking at the positives and moving forward. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again very soon. Cheers.